Welcome back to Raven Rule of Homestead. Previously, we overcame a very mucky situation while trying to build our road.
Worried that he's not going to be able to go much farther.
With perseverance, we trudged through the remainder of the mud and got the road almost completely built to give us access to the rest of our property.
So you want to get into sheep, you want to get into a few cattle. This road gives us that access.
There are times where I find myself in need to remember to breathe. It comes easy for me to always be head down and push forward. But the problem with that is that it narrows your vision. I become so focused on completing the next task that I don't take the time to reflect on what is right in front of me and how far we've come. Allow me a moment to help fix that. Less than 1 year ago, shortly after arriving on this abandoned junkyard plot, it was late September, and one of the first things we sought to do was identify where our garden was going to be. Other than the previously cleared patch where the driveway and house have now been established, the entire property was forest. It had been harvested about 15 years ago, leaving us with trees that were too big to mow down, but too small to be of any market value to those that would be interested in harvesting the wood. That left clearing them to build our farm almost entirely up to me. And as somebody who never used a chainsaw before, the thought of having to clear the plot for our infrastructure left me a little on the overwhelmed side.
Get bushwhacking. He's dumbfounded because all the way down to the very back of the field, that is how far back our property goes too.
Regardless of how I felt, we got to work, and one tree at a time we cleared the plot for our garden. But we stopped short of finishing it. However, today would be a huge step forward to completing it and preparing it for the next big piece of infrastructure that every garden needs.
That is amazing. What a beautiful sight. So he's out there in the other 2/3 of the garden that we had originally cleared with trees, and all the stumps and little shrub trees and everything that was like inhibiting us from building our garden. He's just like clearing the land. He's scrubbing the land so that all the stumps are gone. It's going to be beautiful to try and put in our next half of the garden. The roots won't be growing back. We'll be growing new shoots of new trees, and it'll make it a lot easier for weeding and maintaining and leveling and everything, just building the beds. I'm so excited about that. It's so nice to have someone to clear it out. We didn't have any big equipment when we started, so we just kind of made do. But now that he's here doing other work, amazing.
On top of clearing the stumps and roots left from felling the trees and clearing them from the garden area, access was again the key. Being able to have garden soil and organic compost delivered directly to the garden would save us so much time. Previously, we had been lugging each wheelbarrow of soil and compost all the way from the driveway and down a rugged path. This road would save us so much time and energy, and Caitlyn couldn't be happier.
Wow, this looks so different. This is looking so much better. All these hardwood trees, the roots all pulled up now. Well, mostly, a lot of them. A lot better than when we started the garden on the other side here. This whole area is going to be garden space.
As the machines were working hard on the west side road and clearing the stumps and roots from the garden, Wallace, our Highland bull, had somehow ended up on the wrong side of the fence. Distracted by all the chaos going on the property, he somehow managed to slip under the fence. But he was easy and eager to get back behind the protective line. Speaking of his fence, we needed to move it back. There was some work we needed to do to clear the area and part of his temporary corral. So we let him off deeper into the trees to safely adjust the fence line. Never a dull moment on this farm.
We're really finishing.
Where is the big beast?
He's laying down in there somewhere. He likes the cool.
Yeah, it's a warm day out.
When doing this kind of work, there are always things that change on the fly. In this situation, we were not planning on clearing it originally, but the best way for us to get this project for the garden done required us to take this tree line down. There were some dead pines in there anyway, and they needed to go, so we teamed up on the trees to make sure that they didn't fall on the fence or on the small orchard trees.
Right up to the orchard trees
Yeah.
on either side here. Took out all the stumps, any of them that were close to them.
Wow. That's insane. Oh yeah, because our first cherry tree is right there.
Yeah.
Woo. That is so cool.
All these piles here,
Yeah.
he's taking back.
Okay.
We just came across a rogue wasp nest. Oh, you can see him right there. His claw is. Took the claw and he was actually squishing the nest itself. It's one way to squash a bug.
Watching our garden area come together like this was so rewarding. It was just straight up fun. It was a blast watching them work and seeing what they could do. I was doing my best to be in the moment, the here and now, as it wouldn't be long at this pace until this work was done, and I'd be left to continue it by hand. Now that the garden brush and stumps had been collected and piled, the excavator started clearing the road that wraps around the chicken coop. After lugging everything from building materials and chicken feed to garden soil and compost by hand, I was so excited to finally be able to haul that stuff on a proper road and not have to worry about damaging my truck on stumps and rocks. But just because we've got a couple of big machines doing some work on the property doesn't mean there isn't other things to do. While Caitlyn was setting up the irrigation for the part of the garden we had planted, I got busy bucking up the trees that we had just felled to get ready for the next phase.
Alright, so right there is the mysterious tarp. Something strange has been buried in that tarp.
So if you draw a direct line like that way and that way.
Is this what is this?
I don't know.
Today, we get to find out what that is. Ever since we moved to the property, there's been this mysterious tarp on our property, and we don't know what was in there. And I've tried to remove it several times on my own, and I've tried removing it several times on my own, but it's buried in there. It's anchored in there good. Even with toe straps and everything, I could not pull that thing out without ripping the tarp up. And I want to get the whole thing up. And something I found out is actually buried in that tarp. It's probably been in there for years. I don't know that there's anything really much left of it.
Want me to pull the whole thing at once, or you want to see it?
We'll see what happens, yeah.
On the other side.
Let's see what's inside of it. Let's see what's inside of it.
Want to dump it on the ground?
Are you gonna dump it out?
No, but what will you do?
We kind of see what's in there. You can see there was something dead in there. That's what's left of that goat. What's that?
There's the fur in your hair.
Yeah, you can see the fur.
All right?
I don't know. I want to see what's in that tarp. That tarp that we couldn't pull out forever.
Oh, gross.
As it would turn out, what had been buried here for years in that tarp was an old goat from the previous owner. In talks with him, he explained how he tried having a few goats on the property, but as he was not living here full time to take care of them, it sustained a wound and became ill and died from infection. He later buried it with the tarp. After learning that, we were not incredibly interested in investigating the remains much more than seen here, for obvious reasons.
So much progress today. Look at that. That's awesome. We're going to be able to expand this garden. It's only a third of what it's going to be. All this over here is going to be expanded there. And he was able to save a bunch of big, huge landscaping rocks just that he dug out when he was pulling up the roots. He stacked them all back there, and we're going to be able to use that for our pond and our waterfall and different landscaping. It's going to be amazing.
Look at the soil.
It's nice, isn't it? That's forest soil. So rich.
That's beautiful soil.
It's not thick and heavy.
It's the kind of soil that...
It's perfect, honestly.
If the rest of your property is like this, you're not going to have a problem.
No, it's beautiful soil. And now that it's all cleared of roots, it's just going to be amazing to garden in. This over here was a lot of work to maintain, and it's still, the forest tries to come back.
Looking back, if you had told me a few years ago that I would be doing this, building a small-scale farm to feed my family, a place where my wife can pursue her dreams and hobbies growing food, designing flower bouquets, and where my father-in-law could come and live with us. Where my wife can wake up every morning and have coffee with her dad during his golden years. Where he can stand on the balcony, beaming, watching the geese or the cows or the dogs play. I wouldn't have believed you. I didn't believe in myself that I could pursue that. I can't put my finger on why I found the courage to take the risk and pursue our dreams, but I do know what continues to fuel me now. Seeing the smiles on their faces as every day we take another step on this adventure and the life we chose to pursue. We sacrifice so much to do it, but with the joy it brings them, I have zero regrets. Thank you for watching as we share a part of our lives and pursue a life of adventure and purpose, living off the land and taking steps to a more sustainable lifestyle.
So I just told Dad the bad news that he's got to move his trailer tonight.
Oh, tonight.
So what they did here is they dug down below the frost line.
Stay tuned. This is only the beginning.